will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life clean. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, Definity, Devi, daCat, DMC, Shiro, DDOO update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. We'll wait for a couple people to come in over here. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, especially that super thanks button down below, super chats as well. For them, I don't think Pump Fund has this, but if they go in and they say, hey, we're going to, we don't want to wait for you to get to the comments. We want to give you, we want you to pay attention to our comment right now. They just give me a super chat and then I go in and then I answer it right away. So they just kind of get, if Pump Fund did that, I would get to y'all's comments first. Anyway, purchased. Oh my God, sorry. Someone purchased a Spider-Man Noir on VeVe for like $5,000 and then it's like, damn. So just so you guys know, on the day here, keep an eye and let you know if any arise. Thank you. So on the day here, we're up about 78% over on DDOO. So if you guys want to go in and grab that, you are more than welcome to. DDOO is my token, and we'll talk about that first. So about 15,000 in volume on the day, up about 80%. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, about 80%. We had a couple of wicked buys. I'm sorry, 77%. Not that it matters. Still wicked wild. 15,000 in volume. For the liquidity for DDOO, you're at like a perfect 6,800 on DDOO, 6,800 on Solana, which gives you just over 13,000 in volume with a $25,000 market cap. So I'm really like that. And some of the creator rewards that I'm getting from that will go to support the chart. Showing us. Oh, I was showing them, but I can show you guys over here what I'm doing. That is the X and the YouTube that I just started 2 minutes ago, and you will all go in and I'll show. But I was showing them you guys. I was showing them the market cap, etc., etc. Okay. Anyway, Bill Gardner says, "What up? How's it going, Bill Gardner? Give me those dabs, my man." Penguin says, "Time for a long stream. Let's go." We'll do an hour and a half. We'll see where the night takes us. Although it's pretty good for daCat right now at up 78% on the day. So I'm pretty happy. Penguin says, stream until David or Foster joins. I don't know if I could do that because David's very busy and Foster, I love him, but we'll see. Laughing Man says, Ghost in the stream. Ghost in the shell? Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean, Laughing Man? Yeah, I don't know why people over there are saying it's bundled, but totally not bundled at all. I have 1% of the supply. I will only get more. Nancy Mays talking about Charlie Kirk. What about Shiro? Okay, very good. Shiro, okay, let's get this bread. Shiro, shout out to them for sponsoring the channel. They go in and they give us a little and they're up 9% on the day. Good for you, Shiro. Good for you. They have $332,000 in volume with a $4 million market cap. They're above 4 million again. Good for them. They had fallen below that for the first time ever, and I thought that was not great. But right now they're up 10% on the day, bringing us back over to 4 million. Good for Shiro. And we have Croner saying, "What's up? What's up, Croner?" VeVe Zombie saying, "Yo, daCat to the moon." I know. So I want you guys to see that we have a couple of other people that are super into daCat to the moon. We got VeVe Zombie over there. Zombie, you're among friends because daCat is up 78% on the day at a $25,000 market cap. So very good times. Very good times. And you are among friends, Zombie. You're among friends. So that's Shiro Nico on the day. Let's take a look at their X account and see what's going on with Shiro Nico's socials, because I think they posted once or twice today. 57,000 followers. Good for them. Oh God, they did have a couple things today. Tendril Shiro Cats, they have an ambassador program that's coming out. Crypto Hero says Shiro's weekly Mew. Oh, okay. Is he back working for him? Okay, very good. Very good. Gotta love that. Hero was on there before. 781 views that had. Good for him. I gotta do one of those with them, with Toasty Tony. And T3 Play. T3 Play is Teabag. From Culture to Communities, Teabag and T3 Play Squad is loaded. Shout out to the partners. I guess Shiro's a partner with them. I would love to be. I think daCat and daCat should be a partner with them. What do y'all think? I think daCat should get on there. Let me reach out to T3 Play. Let me give him a follow, and I'll tell him I have a couple ideas. Shoot me a DM, and then we'll see if they want to go and talk about daCat and daCat. And that's it for Shiro. Okay, let's go to Delorean, because Delorean is another token that sponsors the channel. We'll go in and see what they're up to. Down about 2.2% on the day for them. Still 10 million in volume and a $14 million market. Could you guys, if we ever get 10 million in volume in a day, yeah, heck, even if we get 1 million in volume, I would be a very happy camper, and chart would go boom. Chart would go crazy. Not too much else to report here. I haven't checked my slush wallet in a while. They do owe me one last payment, and once they do that, I'll have been fully paid, and it's not worth a lot of money at this point. I'm going to wait until they go up a little bit, and then I'll sell little by little, depending on how much. Oh, his Starbucks order. Okay, all right, copy that. All right, Delorean Labs, which has 173,000 followers over on X. Let's see what they've talked about the last couple, talking about their tickers. DMC. Then we look forward to attending KBW official this week as Delorean Labs starts its ascent into the Korean market with DMC. That's what they're doing over there. And it's only 2 days to go. There's 48 hours left, and then they'll get into the Asian markets. Shibatoshi Nakamoto saying it's the future, talking about Delorean. So obviously Delorean be posting it. That's always great for them. And that's it for them. I will, like I said, for anyone that sponsors the channel, I typically don't sell. Actually, I never sell. I just tend to keep what they give me, and and I keep it as a moon bag. Pixie shared this on X, so I'm also going to requote this on X after I take a picture of the fact that we are up 77% on the day. All right, so let me go to X, and let me go to Pixie. Hey, hey, there's nothing else I can say. Hey, hey, never gonna be. Let me give her a little. We'll give her a little woof, woof, and then we'll reshare this on X as well. We'll reshare it on X. We'll go in and we'll quote, and we'll say, give this the photo. Looks like $ DDOO is having a great day. Come join me as I talk about why. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartbreak. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Now number 5. Sorry. Thank you, Pixie. All right, let's move on. We got a couple comments here. Dash due to the moon. Collecting fire says, Randy, are we going to make it? We are absolutely 100% going to make it. Because the Fed did the first right thing in a while, and they lowered rates last week. 3 days ago, they lowered rates. 25 basis points. Is that a lot? No, it's actually very small. However, I will say that in the interest of keeping people abreast of the situation, they're going to likely do another 25 basis points cut before the end of the year. Actually, I think there's evidence to say that they are going to do another 25 basis points rate cut in the next in the next like 5 weeks. Yeah, according to the target probabilities for 29 October Fed meeting is at a rate cuts in October jumped to 91.9%. I repeat, there is a 91.9% chance that the Fed rate cut odds in October are cut another 25 basis points. So that's what, okay, I got it. I need to look at that anymore. So that's what we wanted to go over first today. Another thing is I have to take a look at, shit, I never sent that to myself. All right, disregard. We were going to do a an article reading, but I'll do that at another time. We have VeVe Zombie saying, my man, how's it going? Yeah. Love you, fam. All right, let's get to, what else do we have on here? Let's get to Definity. We'll take a look at them. Let's see where we're at for Definity. DEFX. This is another one that currently they own actually 10% of the channel. I own a little bit of their DMA link company, a little bit of their new company, and we have a lot of cross-pollination. They actually own daCat, Shiro, and Ladies on Solana on their balance sheet. I will get them to, they own Omi on their balance sheet as well. You're welcome, Akomi peeps. And I'll get them to get a little bit of daCat as well. I should probably give them ownership of the IP as well, just because that's what they do. Definity, however, down 6.5% on the day with 52. That is wild. That daCat has 3 times the volume as Definity. Definity, guys, Definity does hundreds of thousands of dollars in volume each month. And what I mean by that is like that's what they're making. Like that's their revenue stream. daCat is pre-revenue though. And daCat started as a meme, turning business. And anyway, Definity's $2.7 million market cap. Me and my network own about 8% of that token. And that will be worth the token will be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Right now it's less than 3 million. That's going to go insane. And because of the fact that I own so much Omi, Definity, Devi, etc., daCat, where do you think a lot of those profits are going to go? DDOO. I'll take some of that, and because again, these are my babies. Anyway, so for Definity being down 6% on the day to 1.7 cents is wild, and I'll probably get some at some point. That's my Ethereum though. For anything Solana, it's going to be ladies on Solana, and then DDOO. Those would be my main focuses for right now. So that's Definity. Let's take a look at their X, because I know they definitely said something. I know they've had a couple of things on X. So we got to go to Definity Markets. And we will talk about, oh, they got 7,000 followers on X. Good for them. Adego said, behind every bold move is trusted guidance. Meet the non-executive advisors helping Definity Markets drive innovation and institutional trust. All our advisors bring deep expertise across financial markets, digital assets, and institutional strategy, strengthening our commitment to innovation, governance, and global impact. Their strategic guidance is instrumental as we continue to redefine the future of digital asset infrastructure. Love that. Let's do. They also mentioned major global banks such as Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Standard Chartered have established crypto trading desks, underscoring the accelerating institutional adoption of digital assets. For Definity Markets is a highly positive development. As pioneers and experts in ECN-style trade execution, we provide the infrastructure where banks can act as market makers and liquidity providers, feeding pricing and depth into the network. Their participation strengthens liquidity, improves efficiency, and supports the growth of institutional-grade infrastructure. This evolution highlights the critical role of ECNs in connecting participants and delivering a more robust, transparent, and scalable crypto marketplace. This is beautiful. And we have one more thing I think we need. Oh, no, we don't. That was it. That was it. Gotta love Definity Markets, what they're doing. And then we'll change it from there and we'll go to Devi. Where's the Devi token at? And then we'll do, after this, we'll do daCat. We'll do Omi. We'll go back to DDOO. And then we'll, Devi down 3% on the day to 45 cents. They have, well, that's not the right amount of volume. We got to go to CoinGecko to take a look at their volume, because that's more complete. 346,000 in volume for Devi. That is pretty small. I wager that once they talk about who their stock exchange partner is, it'll go crazy. When do they do that? I don't know. I'll keep you all posted. Anyway, that's Devi. I don't know if they have anything special on their X, but I'll tell you. I'll tell you about it. I don't own a ton of the Devi token. My network owns a little bit more. Actually, one of my friends owns a fudge ton. But for Devi, I only own a very small amount. They go and they say $127 billion of DeFi lending has taken place so far in 2025, with over 86 billion locked into lending protocols, according to DeFi Llama. You can take a look at DeFi Llama. They have 350,000 followers over on X. And as tokenized loans move from pilots to production, capital will flow to venues that combine compliance, efficiency, and sustainability. Devi is positioned to capture that demand with rapid settlement, infinite scalability, and easily deployable tools for developers building any program language that are coming. We unlock the door to DeFi lending and borrowing on the world's most advanced chain. Lending and borrowing is a key item on Devi's roadmap, bringing new utility to the Devi token. Learn more about the rapid growth. Link down below to the Devi link for the Devi exchange. And that's it. All right, cool. Cool beans on the Devi. Tom Anderson, who's the founder, has been on the podcast. It is very possible that not only is that technology going to redefine banking, and honestly, guys, if we can keep this volume up for so I'll get Omi on their exchange. I might be able to get Shiro on their exchange. When that exchange opens up, it'll be a dual exchange for stocks and for crypto. As long as the volume's there, I can get relatively whatever I want on it because I'm friends with the CEO, or I'm friends with the founder, and I would never bring him poop. Penguin says Devi is so quiet. It is. It won't be for long. That's something that'll be. Not only are they the most disruptive company in banking right now, but Tom will probably win a Nobel Prize for it. He should at least be nominated. He'll at least be in the running. It'll be, and if he wins, just being able to have him on the podcast for that. I'm not sponsored by the Devi token. The only ones that actually sponsor the channel are DMC, Shirou, and Definity owns part of the channel. They don't actually. That's our agreement now. They own part of the channel. So I guess they sponsor it in an indirect way. But Devi has no. I've never been given any tokens by Devi. I've never been given any equity in anything by Devi. Devi for me is very similar to VeVe in that I have not had any. There's been no financial compensation for anything ever. You could make the argument that Tom's time, like the CEO's time when they come on, that could be considered like a form of like compensation. Like, okay, I'll do it, but that's really more an agreement between friends. Just like, hey, can you come on? Yeah, sure. Anywho, let's move on here. So that's Devi. Let's do a Comey and see what a Comey's up to. What's the title? All right, more VeVe and OMI advertising soon. All right, let's go see what they're up to. Let me take some of my Jocko malt protein shake. Love this freaking thing. You know, I never like bought anything from TikTok Shop before, but I went on the website and it's like 30 something dollars. Like I think it's like $36, $38 for a thing of like 12, which is like $3 per. I was like, okay, not horrible. But then the first time I bought it on TikTok Shop, I got like stacked these coupons, like $20 for 12 of them. Like, damn. So I bought another one, and then it was like $25. So next time it's probably gonna be like 30. The stacking of the coupons become less and less. I like the Fairlife protein shakes. Send me a link to the Fairlife protein shakes because I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of them. I would love to see. I'd love to see what the Fairlife protein shakes are all about. Anyway. Let's get to Omi here. Omi's up 1% on the day, kind of 1%. And we have, what do we have here? Just under 3 million in volume. That's about 25% less volume than we had the day before when we had 4 million in volume. I think that's fine. I'm going to say most of it's coming from Deepcoin, 35.5%. That is a third of the volume. About $1 million is coming from Deepcoin. We have some misinformation, and I'm not going to lie, we just have some lies about the token today. Let's go with this. We have a guy named Omi Boy that says day 4 reminding Omi that Coinbase and Binance SEX should be a basic centralized exchanges should be a basic. All right, they didn't finish their thought. Should be basic. Said some people doubt the hard work done by the team these 4 years. I truly believe in them, but it's time to bring it up. Token roadmap and centralized exchanges. He tags Foster Hill, David Yu, VeVe, Dan Crothers, Stacker World. Coinbase, I agree. Everyone wants Coinbase. Everyone wants Binance too, but Binance for, all right, give me 1 sec here. I have to take a look at, oh, okay, the core power. Yeah, oh, shoot. I have to, shit. I am streaming. I don't know if she knows I'm streaming. Okay, anyway. Anyway, the core power, the elite chocolate, I've had a bunch of those. Those are great because 42 grams of protein. You know, I think there's some of the muscle milks that are like 28 grams, and it's like get 28 grams or 42 grams. What do I want? Of course, I want 42. Let me go give that a heart. I love that one. Anyway, back to the Omi boy guy. Talking about Binance, and this is a common trope with people where, okay, I'm sorry, those silly geese. Your foot isn't needed here. Binance, typically what they do is they're very predatory. They tend to want like 10% of the supply. They tend to want a crazy amount of stuff, and that's just, if you look at all the stuff that was listed on Binance this year, and then what they're doing now, they're like all in like a horrible downtrend. And it's like, I understand that people want to feel like something's being done. They want to feel like something, and a lot of times the best move is to really not do anything. Like, obviously you should always still work. You should always build the business. You should always be working. But listing on Binance was not the end all be all. And especially this year when it's shown that a listing on Binance is just, it's just a net negative for the token. So I would never want to list on Binance. But for Coinbase, yeah, absolutely. I think that'd be great. But also, I've seen, now granted, a lot of this is the bear market. And it's like, well, aren't we in a bull market, Chavez? Aren't we in like phase 3 now in this bull market? Yes. But tell me, outside of like the top 1 to 200 coins, how many of them are really doing good? Like Bitcoin and ETH are fine. And ETH wasn't even close to all-time high until like a month ago, 2 months ago, maybe even just a month ago. You have BNB that's up to $1,000 now. You have Solana that's up to like 235, 240, give or take. You have some ones that are doing really well, but most altcoins haven't run yet. Memes, gaming, NFTs, metaverse, AI, DeFi, DeSci, like none of these are running. And I feel like I've seen some tokens go on exchanges. It costs them a lot of money. And then it doesn't do anything. It's like, if you want access to the token, you have it. On Base, you could do it with BankerBot. You know, you have it on, for Omi, it's on Coinbase wallet, it's on Binance wallet, it's on like Robinhood wallet, it's on all these different wallets. If you want to get the token, you can. It's not, the problem isn't that the people that want the token can't get it. That's far from the truth. They can get it very easily. The major problem is you need to have more demand for the token. I know a bunch of people that are buying, and that's why Akomi's up like 80% on the month, because people are buying. Man, people are going crazy on this thing here, where they're just like, oh, it's bundled, and you can clearly see that it's not. Anyway, shout out to the 7 people that are there, though. Very good. We love that. For Omi, you have a couple of people saying bots are trading Omi on DeepCoin and OKX. So that is just from your average liar. Now listen, DeepCoin, probably bots. Not gonna lie. I don't know anything about DeepCoin. I don't know why it has so much volume consistently. I'm gonna say, yeah, probably bots. But I know OKX because I've dealt with them before, and I can assure you that there are 0 bots or wash trading going on in OKX, because they monitor that very, very closely, and they'll delist tokens for that type of activity. So 100% that dude who said that was just like, oh, it's just nothing but bots on OKX. That's just a straight up lie, and that person's a liar, and you should never. Oh, Safarov, just saying, daCat in the house. Yo, what up? What up, Pope? What up, everybody? Yeah, 100%. Glad to see everyone here. Y'all are my bays. Anyway, let's move on. We have a couple of comments. Oh God, we have a bunch of comments. Penguin says, Bleaves Crypto and Crypto Rain, both unsponsored, are extremely bullish on Devi. Same here. Same here. Crypto Rain is, I love him. One of my best friends. He's my bae. He's married, but he's still my bae. Also, why do I look so brown over there and so like bronze and golden over here? I feel like this is not a good. I need to get in better light. Can I go over and let me? Hold on. I think I have the. Is that better? Not really. Not really better. Okay. Yeah, and Bleaves Crypto is a good buddy as well. He's been on the podcast a bunch. I think everyone who hears about Devi seems bullish, but few people have heard of it yet, and that's a major problem with a lot of. You have these very legitimate companies that are doing all these crazy things, and their problem is just marketing. Whereas you have other, not even companies, you have other salesmen going out and be like, "Yeah, we're going to the moon," and they have raiders and they have snipe bots and they have stuff, and they make their stuff go crazy, because green candles go in and that's what they do. Green candles are the best marketing. Pixie saying like, "Why do I look so brown, bro?" Yeah, I don't. Well, I'll show you on this one. I feel like I look very light brown over here. Like this is like the type of brown that you can bring home to your parents. That's a bad. This is the type of brown that's like, it's nice and calm and soothing. And this brown is like some poo got in that water brown. Like it doesn't, I don't look healthy. It's like CNN trying to darken Joe Rogan's like, yeah, even here, light brown, dark brown. I don't understand. Okay, anyway. That's the thing with marketing. You have people that are really good at salesmen and they pump their token up, and then you have people that are like, oh, there's a legit business here. There's revenues here, and that just takes a little while longer. The Penguin saying same for Definity, but all sponsor your channel, or theirs, not yours. Yeah, I mean Definity sponsors mine, kinda. I mean they own part of it. Same with Rain and same with Bleaves Crypto. Why are you Googling plasma? Oh, did you see the? Okay, so it wasn't just plasma. It is toroidal helicon plasma device, which uses radio frequency power and magnetic field to generate high density plasma with a donut-shaped chamber for applications like fusion energy research, space propulsion, and fundamental plasma physics studies. I forget why. It was for a story in the daCat universe. I research my stuff because it's used for cold plasma walls. I don't know if that's true. I'm not gonna lie. You want to know what else I saw on that was on there? There was RDX, aka T4, aka cyclonite, which is explosives. So, but as a man formerly in the military, that is fairly. I constantly from what I have to Google for daCat stories and monkey stories and for now DDOO stories, I constantly have to type into Google, FBI, this is for a comic book. Please do not come arrest me. And so far I've been good. Tannerite is my jam. Oh, Pixie. I love you so much. I don't know if it's true, but that's why I'm looking for plasma. Yeah, I'm definitely on a watch list. They can look at my Google history, and half of it is Gilmore Girls references, but the other half, yeah, it's for comic book research. Anyway, not self-aware, saying it's unlikely that all your bags run, given different narratives and such. Oh no, they're all going to run, but they will not run likely at the same time. And yeah, and I'm brown. Like just the name Chavez just gives it away. Randy is a pretty white name. I feel like Randy, like Randy Marsh, you know, on Randy Marsh over on South Park. Bro, South Park. When's the new South Park? I think I have it saved in my calendar. Right? Okay, yeah, here we go. South Park has a new episode coming out on the 24th. And they have the opportunity, like what was it? 10 days whenever Charlie Kirk passed, 9-10 days ago. Afterwards, South Park had taken down the Charlie Kirk episode that they had made a while back. And you have both the people on the left and on the right that want it back up. And it's so strange that South Park, this is probably the third time in my life that if South Park does what it needs to do, most recently before this, and they had a pandemic special, and they just kind of like apolitical about that, because they put like both sides into it. South Park does this all the time, where even for stuff that like World of Warcraft, where it's like, yeah, they kind of make fun of the people that play World of Warcraft, but Blizzard also helped them with the graphics in it. And they also said like they put in a certain amount of appreciation into that episode. And it's like, you can make fun of it, but damn it if they didn't appreciate the heck out of it. And that's how they did such a good job. That's why it's such a great episode. They have, so anyway, they did this with the pandemic, where they just made it like you saw both sides and how crazy both sides were acting. Hold on, what was Pixie's last thing that she said before the bots got in? Oh gosh. I think she said they restored it. Carly Kirk loved it, even changes it. Yeah, oh yeah, it's so great. Yeah, they restored it. Love all the stuff with yeah, no, bots are crazy today. I don't know why. But yeah, so in the pandemic they got to show both sides, and there was probably times where I hadn't watched it, you know, the show for some time, and you know, they did a couple things that I don't know about, but I remember in 2001 when, you know, South Park hadn't been on for a couple months because, you know, they take that summer break. And in the time since South Park took its break to before it was about to go on, you had the 9/11 attacks. And not only did you have that, you had anthrax that was being sent through the mail, and people were going crazy. People were just like, hey, they were losing their mind. If anyone, and I was from New York, like I lived in New York, and everyone was worried about terror attacks. Everyone was worried about anthrax. People were losing their shit, right? And I remember distinctly like certain parents and stuff being like, oh, you know, what is South Park going to do? Like, what are they going to, you know, they're going to be tasteful. And South Park came on, and that first frame of the boys at the bus stop in gas masks, it's like, okay, that's that was good. That set the tone. And you know, this is probably one of my favorite episodes. Is after they came back and they did the post 9/11 episode. They show everyone like how everyone reacted to it. Like, hey, you kind of haven't turned on anything but the news in like 2 weeks, and everyone's worried about terrorism and stuff. And they made Osama bin Laden look like this disgusting, just vile, just piece of shit. He's like making love to a camel, and it was funny. And I think people need to laugh. Like there's so like at that time, like I don't ever remember a time that was so emotionally charged than right after 9/11, especially as a New Yorker. But now it kind of feels similar after the Charlie Kirk assassination. Then you have Jimmy Kimmel being like fired, and it's like, you know, the left and the right are really at odds. And I feel like this is coming at a time where I think the world needs to have South Park show us that we need to laugh again. And I don't know how they'll do it. I don't know even if they'll address it. Maybe they're 24 years older now, and like maybe we shouldn't. But I hope they do. I hope they do something that makes us laugh and they make fun of both sides, because they've done it before. They continuously show us why we need South Park. Anyway, let's keep going here. You say it's unlikely that all your bags run. Well, so they're all going to run. Omi, Devi, Definity, 100% will run. Regardless of which one you truly believe has the best chance to blow off top, not even in a blow off top. Best chance to okay, so they should all run. With the public information that's out there for Omi, Devi, Definity, probably Omi. And I say that because publicly we know how many users they have. They're publicly making money. Definity is making money too, and you know, Manu's been public about, yeah, we're making in the 6 figures each month, but he kind of said that once. You kind of can't track it. With VeVe and Omi, you can at least track how much money they're making. With Definity, you can't do that. Well, again, it's not public. With Devi, they haven't launched their exchange yet. With Devi, you don't even know who their partner is. Privately, I'd say Definity, because Definity is doing as much revenue as VeVe, and their market cap is literally 1/30th the price. Again, I'll repeat that for those in the back. Definity is doing the same amount of revenue as VeVe, give or take, but they have better margins, and their market cap is 1/30th of Omi. So I would say Definity, as long as people, they get some marketing done, it should be good. However, for Devi, if they, again, we don't know who their exchange partner is. It's really looking like NASDAQ, because there was one person that was on the All In podcast like a week ago. She was like the CEO of NASDAQ, talking about all the things that they're going to be doing. And it's like, this is like, Devi is the only one that I think I know that can do this. I don't think any other blockchain can do what Devi's doing. It's the fastest layer 1 blockchain ever. And so it depends on how you look at it. You know, if that comes true, and if that, dude, Devi does 100x minimum, like minimum. But again, these things like the NFT narrative, yeah, we see it in Moonbirds, we see it in Milady Makers, we see it in Pudgy Penguins, see it in CryptoPunks. You know, maybe it only goes to the type of ETH NFTs. Maybe it doesn't come to digital collectibles. You know, we don't know. And if it does, it might not happen till another, 8 months. And before then, we could have another Black Swan event. We could have a World War III, and then it doesn't run. Devi, until they announce their exchange partner, is probably going to stay flat. Definity, they might not ever get off the ground because of lack of marketing. I don't know, but most likely all 3 of them will run. And just so you guys know, because you guys are pretty new here, how many people? There's like 10 people watching here. I have in the 6 figures in these companies, total, not, well, total, it's in the 6 figures, in multiple 6 figures in them, between the tokens and the companies. And I'll tell you now, when they run, and they will, one will run, hopefully one will run like 30x before the others, and then I could, put them in there. But most likely one will do like a 5x, 10x, even like a 3x before the others do. Heck, Omi's done 80% this past month. It's not like DDOO, which is up 4x over the past 5 days. You know, not like daCat, which is up 6x since April. But you know, Omi's still doing his thing. For those of you that don't know, for DDOO, if I wanted to, I could buy DDO this entire market cap for, you know, 10 times over. But I want this to be done. I want this to rise, and I'll do that. But I want this to rise from the profits from what I'm doing with the IP, which I will. Not self-aware, saying not all altcoins will run every cycle, just like certain fads hit and miss. A lot depends on what the public is hyped around, not just what previous cycles have done. And he's right. There are some things that ran last cycle that will not run this cycle. Not to say that the narrative won't. The narrative will run, like there'll be a metaverse narrative. Is it going to be as big as last cycle? Probably not. Will people be more careful about who they? I know spammers are crazy. Will people be more careful about what they buy? I hope so. But there's new people all the time, so probably not. Will the same things run as last time? Probably not, just because if it ran last time and it's dead now, it's not gonna run again. But all of these things, just because of the technology that they have, what they're doing, the revenues that they're making, those three will go crazy. But I mean, like memes should really never have ran, because most of them, unlike daCat and unlike DDOO, daCat, there's no IP behind them. For daCat, we have a comic that's going out on VeVe. Same thing for daCat. We have a bunch of revenues that's going to happen for this. So again, we have a lot of reason to believe that we're going to go pretty crazy, in my opinion. Vladimir Colombo saying, let's get this bread. I love this game. Ivy versus Randy. I tried reaching out, tagged you in a post, commented. Can you also DM me? Give you my ID. I cannot DM you. I have a new account. On my most recent post that you see DDOO on, can you just comment on that and say, hey, it's IVVverse? If you could do that, I'll DM you, because I have no idea what your account's going to be named. Now what we got. Aquashi 90s Gem Hunter says, Randy Orton is the most famous, I guess. I mean, Randy Orton is probably the most. I don't know. Randy Marsh, Randy Orton. You know, Gen X will probably have Randy Marsh. Maybe millennials, Randy Marsh and above. But I mean, Randy Orton's. Yeah, he's Randy Orton. You know, he's the legend killer. He's the Viper. He's the, you know, love Randy Orton. Ray B. Slay reposted the stream. Yo, Ray B. Slay reposting the stream. I like your mask. I like your mask, Ray B. Ray. Get that bread. 5 hours. South Park made us laugh hard after 9/11. They kidnapped Stevie Nicks, who is represented as a goat, bro. So for those that haven't seen that actual episode, oh yeah, Muscle Man Randy Savage is the most known. I do young people know about Randy Savage though? Do young people know about Macho Man Randy Savage? I don't know. We got to ask Gen Z. Who's got kids here? Who's got kids? Ask them if they know Macho Man Randy Savage, the Slim Jim. Because they should. They should. Snap into a little Slim Jim. Yeah, heck yeah. But yeah, the kid in that episode, the kids of South Park, like their parents, like tell them, like, hey, you know, give $1 to charity. So they all give $1 to charity. And then as the South Park version of the kids in like Afghanistan, like, oh, thank you for this dollar, and they give him a goat. And the kids of South Park are just like, what the fudge is this goat? They don't want the goat. They want, so they try to give the goat back, and long story short, they go to Afghanistan, and they try to give the goat back, and then they run into Osama bin Laden, and Cartman tries to seduce him with big boobs, and you think that Osama bin Laden like makes hearty eyes at him, but it's really to a camel, and he tries to boink the camel. In Afghanistan, they have something known as Goat Fuck Wednesday. I shit you not. It's a real thing. Anyway, Akash says PM. Someone wants a civil war, that's for sure. I'd like to think that nobody wants it, but I can tell a few people they probably do for whatever reason. Giving away what? No way. Sorry, someone just messaged me. Okay, anyway. Sosa Ribeiro says Neurolinguistica Programa. I don't know what that is. So I'm just going to take offense. Wait. Okay, never mind. I thought you were someone else. Disregard. Where the heck were we? We were at 45 minutes. Oh, shoot. Okay. Even care. And that was a Comey that we were up. Well, now we're up 0.2% at 00034. We're actually pretty flat on the day. I don't think we ever go back to the 0001s, but we might go back to the 0002s. We'll see. StreamYard. Okay, let's go back to DDOO, and I want to see if we have reached 16. Oh, we're so close. We're at 15.4 thousand in volume. I thought we could get 16,000 in volume. Maybe we can before the end of the stream. $25,000 market cap though, up 75% on the day. I will take that. Okay, let's go back to. All right, let's go over some of the news here. Since what's today? Today's Saturday, so we have a couple things coming in from Thursday. MetaMask token is coming very soon. That is wild. Digital collectibles market. Oh, okay. So Omi, leading digital collectibles companies and their industry share. Digital collectibles market is led by innovators blending IP with blockchain. Key players: VeVe, NBA Top Shot, Mattel Creations, Panini America, Larva Labs, Funko Digital Pop, Candy Digital, Sorare, Tops NFTs, and Zedrun. Those 10, and VeVe's number 1 there, those 10 command 58 to 65% share among the top 5. VeVe excels in AR license drops from Disney and Marvel, capturing 15% via mobile UX. NBA Top Shot on Flow blockchain holds 12% with sports highlights and fan rewards. Amazing. David Yu had highlighted this lady. I don't know her name, but she's talking about DesignerCon. DesignerCon is where VeVe will be in November. I have a couple of. Actually, let me go back to this calendar here. I'll be in New York next month for New York Comic Con. I'll be there on the 9th and the 10th because VeVe will be there. I'll be there as a celebrity. I'll be there to party. And then from November 13th to the 17th, really like 14th through the 16th, but I get there the 13th, rest that day, leave on the 17th, but 14th, 15th, 16th, I'll be in Vegas for basically DesignerCon and VeVe, and we're going to get a bunch of gifts, and it'll be great. Be amazing. I will love it. And we got a new comment from O'Milly saying, "Hey, homies. What's up, O'Milly? How's it going, fam? I hope you're doing well. Meow, 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 meow." Okay, Ash Crypto Real, and this was as of 10:28 a.m. on 19 September, so this was yesterday, where a $250 million USDC was minted. A big whale had minted again a $250 million USDC was minted. We have, based on purchases or sale or promotional code enter, we had 912 purchases that week on VeVe from that. Only 5 people had made their first purchase on VeVe last week versus 25 people on the week prior. But that being said, VeVe had 1,000 users on September 16th, over 1,000 users on the 17th, and over 1,200 users on the 18th, which is the first time they've had over 1,000 users this month, and they did it for 3 days in a row. So shout out to them. I don't know what they did on the 19th or what they did today, but for those 3 days, yeah, we had over 1,000 users, and one day over 1,200. And this is what you're going to get on DDOO when it comes out next year. daCat's going to be first. daCat's first comic will come out before daCat number 3, and then daCat number 3, daCat should probably cross over. Anyway, Akomi yesterday had said one day everyone will know what the Omi fam already does, saying they don't know where that Omi powers where the world collects. Eventually they will. You have Emoji saying approximately 1 prestige level. Actually, this is done. This is old news. Their last level 100, I think, was Phil D Nice. He's a cool dude. Met him a bunch of times before. He's the 100th, level 100 on VeVe. Spent well in the six figures to get that. Dude is my man. VeVe Viral says, don't let the past 3 years in Omi or any small cap altcoin stop you from what's about to happen in the next 3+ months. At some point within the next few weeks, Ethereum will hit and sustain a new all-time high, and the long-wait alt season will finally kick off. Not financial advice from VeVe Viral. When does that happen? I have no idea. Why are there 30 people on my pump fund story telling me to go in the... That's so insane. We shall see. Treasury, give me 1 second. This has got to be a double. It is. U.S. Treasury has just bought back $2 billion of its own debt. I repeat, it has bought back $2 billion of its own debt. We have 102 billion yesterday that was wiped out from crypto between Thursday and Friday. Why? Because people have sold the news. You had the pump where you had the 25% basis point rate cut, and then they sold the news. It should kick off next week, maybe even Sunday. What will it do in October 29th, when they have another announcement for a rate cut? I think it goes higher. Trump going off and posting Ilhan Omar's country of Somalia is plagued by a lack of central government control, persistent poverty, hunger, resurgent terrorism, piracy, decades of civil war, corruption, and pervasive violence. He says that 70% of the population lives in extreme poverty and widespread food insecurity. Somalia is consistently ranked among the world's most corrupt countries, including bribery, embezzlement, and a dysfunctional government. All of this and Ilhan Omar tells us how to run America. P.S. Wasn't he the one that married her brother in order to gain citizenship? What scum we have in our country telling us what to do and how to do it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I'm not sure if this actually helped anything. I think this is just something that he posted just to kind of get a rise out of people, which he did. So it worked. Nancy Mace says President Trump made it official that Antifa is a terrorist organization. Not stopping here, we introduced the Muslim Brotherhood Terrorist Designation Act to call them what they are under U.S. law. When that day comes, Ilhan Omar and every radical apologist will have to answer for supporting terrorists. I don't know if this is going to pass, but this is the world in which we're living in. And on the opposite end of that world, do you want to know the most recent picture that is on the Super Smash Brothers wiki? It is Donkey Kong and Wario drowning. So this world takes itself very unseriously sometimes, and I'm not going to lie, I love it. Also, we have a little buy here, tiny little buy order for daCat. We are so close to 16,000 in volume, 15.8 thousand in volume on the day, $26,000 market cap. Nice actually. Two little buy orders there. And like I said, we're getting close to that 16,000 in volume. I love it. Love that stuff. So David Yu said he's working hard to make VeVe not need KYC. Yep. They've seen in the data that many people are checking out the app but walking away when it gets to KYC. Imagine that. Yeah, I would say so as well. Let me take a picture of that. Meow. Oh God, this is huge. This is uncharacteristically huge. Not that certain things aren't huge. I'm not gonna lie, we're not gonna go there. Remember when I think it was the 2016 debates, they legit had a dick measuring contest in the Republican debate. That was fun. Anyway, Pixie reposted the stream. No KYC on VeVe? Hell. For the most part, it'll work like this. If you don't need to cash out for gems, then there's no need to KYC because you're not getting cashed out. So that's why. That makes perfect sense. O'Milly says, I think when we go full Omi, yeah, exactly what O'Milly said. And that happens in November. So we should be good. And that should really help with the users as well. Noir getting dethroned by She-Hulk. I don't think so. Their link was broken before. Unless She-Hulk has like 40 of her. But She-Hulk is not going to be a first appearance. And she's not a Spider-Man. Spider-Man Noir is a Spider-Man, and he's a first appearance, and he's the scarcest Spider-Man ever. She-Hulk, even if there's 40 of her, She'll be a couple hundred. She might be several $100s. But but again, I don't. Oh, dude, look at that. Look at that Darth Vader samurai up there. Oh my God, it looks so good. Oh, it looks so epic. Okay, anyway, let me go to that because that link was broken before. Oh, it's not anymore. All right, let's see. Oh, there's a oh, what the fudge? Okay, hang on. Hang the frick on. Okay, there's a. What is this? All right, reject. Lila, Fantastic Four. Okay, what the fudge? There's a She-Hulk special edition 80. Okay, with Fantastic Four She-Hulk. There's Silver Surfer. Oh, there's Herbie. I don't really like Herbie. Mole Man. I have no idea who Mole Man is, to be honest. There's another She-Hulk, a common. Another Lyra, common. She's cute. Oh, okay. Here we go. Hold the set and earn 6. Okay, so there's the commons, but then there's special editions, and not gonna lie, I'm gonna go for these. Gonna go for these. Because no, if you don't need to pay out, you don't need KYC, which is beautiful because we're gonna get a fudge ton of users. Pixie, what's going on? Saying I have a friend that is very, very smart with new crypto laws. You should have her on. Send me a message and we will get her on. Because there's a lot of things I would love to ask. If her name's Perry Ann, already in the works. If it's not, then by all means. But yes, would love that. Would love that. Shout out to Dashy Do, which is up 81% on the day now. Very good, guys. Very good. It says Noir getting dethroned by Samurai Vader. I don't know about that because Samurai Vader, they're not making him a first appearance, right? I don't think they're making him a first appearance. Let's see. Details? No, it's not going to be details. It's not going to be on additions, is it? No. Okay. No, he's not first appearance. So he will not. Yeah. I mean, he's dope. He's awesome, and I love him. And I'll. I'm gonna try for him, but unfortunately, he's not a. Oh, okay. We finally have 16,000 in volume on the day for DDOO. 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 And we are up 94% on the day. Very good. Gotta love that. Because we got a couple of people that had decided to buy. Anyway, Vader should still be several $100s. The secret rare. It should probably be 1,000 is a lot, but we'll see. We'll see. Noir is way cooler. Only 80 editions of She-Hulk. Saying it's okay. Then have her shoot me a message or set up a group message. Not first appearance, so wrong. Well, I mean, we already have Vader on here. Now, granted, it is VeVe plays very fast and loose with what's first appearance and what's not. So yeah. This one they're just not. They're just not having it. Noir equals first appearance. Yeah, 100%. First appearance, scarce. Recipe for success. Scarce of Spider-Man, scarce of Marvel Mighty, Chef's Kiss. Oh gosh. My back. My body. Okay. Anyway, let's continue on with some of the news here, shall we? All right, move on here. FTX is going to distribute $1.6 billion to their creditors on September 30th. There is more liquidity coming. Again, $1.6 billion is going to go out to creditors. So I repeat, more liquidity is coming. President Trump officially signs an executive order to impose a $100,000 annual fee on the H-1B visa. Have you tried Kratom for your back? I'm not 100% sure what Kratom is, but let me Google, and we'll see. But my back it was really just from a bulging disc. But let me see what the Kratom is. Oh, it's a plant. Herbal substance derived from the leaves of a tropical tree native to Southeast Asia. Contains psychoactive ingredients, primarily nitrogenine and 7-hydroxymidodronine, which produce stimulant opioid-like effects depending on the dosage. I don't. I have an addictive personality. Low dose stimulant-like effects could increase energy, alertness. I don't really need that. High doses, opiate-like effects such as relaxation, pain relief, and sedation. They've highlighted potential risks associated with crayon addiction, regular dependence. Yeah, I can't take that. I don't. I definitely. Yeah, I definitely cannot take that. Plant helps with managing pain. I would not be able to. I have way addictive personality. Yeah, I don't know why these guys are on there, but they are lying over on the pump fund. We're Gucci over here. Negative on that. Yeah, negative Ghost Rider. Negative, negative. Okay, let's move on, shall we? Let's chat. We are up to Mr. MC1 saying, VeVe market maker, which one collectible do you check every day that best represents the health of the VeVe market? Half the people said partner statue. The other half pretty much said Todd. You have a small amount saying Spider-Man Secret Rare and others. But yeah, I checked partner statue. I checked Todd Batman, and I checked the gold and silver logo. That's what I check. And that's how I can relate the health of the market. What's your amazing? Okay, here we go. This is still. Oh, this is still from yesterday. Oh my God, there's so many things. How many things are there? You have Jason Zorda that had come on and asked me, what's your main reason for not being as bullish on Omi as far as my predictions goes compared to last cycle? Is it lack of communication on the token? And just so you guys know, over here, who I'm talking, in case you're new over here, who I'm talking to the 150 people that are here over on X and on YouTube. So that's who I'm letting y'all know. And for those of y'all that there's like 10 people over here on Pump Fun watching me talk about what I'm talking to you about, and also DDOO, the new kid on the block. Anyway, people tend to get distracted a little too easily. I say that people will buy other things not because they're a better investment, but because they don't know any better. If you have if you walk into a Walmart and you want to buy shampoo, it's like, okay, I don't know what shampoo is going to work for me. What are the odds that you're going to pick the right shampoo for you? Because there's like 300 in Walmart. Probably not very freaking high. But what are the odds that you go in and pick one of the best shampoos if there's only 3 choices? You have a 1 in 3 chance, and then you have a 1 in 2 chance. So I would say that generally the less stuff there is, the easier it is to make that informed decision. But if you have 80,000 tokens being created a day, some on Pump Fun, you're not going to have the odds of you finding a competent CEO that like you can tell over here, I have 1% of this supply. Even if I decided to liquidate my 1%, it doesn't matter. It's $280 worth. It's not going to affect the chart. But also someone that has a history of not selling. They have a history of having multiple successful businesses, from high risk lending to Pokemon cards to YouTube channel to building brands. This is what I do. The odds of finding that with someone that has a decent amount of money, that's able to keep it going for a while, that's known for building revenues, it's just the odds of them finding it first go are just not very high at all. It's actually almost impossible. So that's why I think 2 to 4 cents now for Comey. But if that narrative hits the right way and we have announcement after announcement after announcement in the bull market, it could go to 4 to 6 cents, go to 8 to 10 cents. Things have to hit correctly, but it's not outside the realm of possibility to hit 15, 20 cents. I don't think that's likely. I think everything that has to do that has to go right for it to happen. But we'll see. We'll see. JKRB, my man, giving me those thumbs up. I love those peeps. I love those bays. And I'm moving on. AI people saying AI will never work. Dude, AI is so good right now. AI is so good. Ethan Mascarenas saying your guest believes crypto. He's been on a couple of times. Is saying in his stream that Tom is going to win a Nobel Prize for how he redefined finance on Earth and the way mankind moves money around and value from now onwards. Yeah, I think that's true. I think that Tom Anderson, who's been on the podcast, he's founder of Devi. For you guys that don't know, if I were to send Pixie, well, let's pretend today's a Monday, and I send Pixie $1,000, she could probably use that the next day, if not the same day. But even though she could use it, the money doesn't actually settle for T. It's called T+2. You have the transaction, which takes like a second, but the settlement time is +2, meaning +2 days for it to settle. And what that means is that the bank has to basically loan out the money and float the money for other people to use, which is fine in most cases because the bank has that, but sometimes they don't want to do that. And sometimes they do that on TD Ameritrade, they do it on E-Trade, they do that all these things where they have to guarantee that money at these prices, and sometimes it fluctuates and they lose money. Devi has a T+0 settlement time, meaning that as soon as the transaction is done, it's settled instantaneously. And every bank in the world is going to want to use that product. Every bank in the world is going to want to go and use that technology, and they're going to make money hand over fist over it. And we're making so much freaking money, it's going to be insane. So yes, I believe he can get a Nobel for that, and having a Nobel laureate on my podcast is great. Phil Nice has reached level 100. That's great. I did it for the Sins. Waiting for DoorDash. This is insane. Okay, so you have OpenVPP. I have no idea who OpenVPP is, but they said they're excited to announce that we're working alongside Commissioner Hester Pierce on the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission on the tokenization of energy. Regulators and public utilities commissions are aligned. Energy payment rails today are antiquated, will not be blah, 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 blah. Basically, Hester Pierce goes in and says, I welcome the chance to meet with crypto projects to hear from them about their regulatory challenges, but I do not work alongside or endorse private crypto projects or firms. So you have OpenVPP, which straight up tried to lie and try to fabricate this type of story. And then they hid the reply. Like it was in a hidden reply. That's insane. That's insane. Here's me and Bowser. I went to New York the other day. It was fun. Oh, Lindsay. Oh, Lilith. Oh my God, my friends. Oh my God, my bays. On this day, 6 years ago, people were at Area 51 with signs that said, clap them alien cheeks. That was the peak of humanity, if I say so myself. Dashy. I think we're good here. I think we're good. Flippy Love VeVe says, good morning, fam. Good morning. Good morning, Kansas. And I'm not going to lie. I was going to go. I was going to go in and say, I will bounce now. But Dashy Do, DDOO, is up 97% on the day with a $28,000 market cap, 16,000 in volume. So I'm going to stay, and we're going to we're going to be on here for a minute. Oh my God, water is so good. Water is the best thing in the world. Penguin says, I'm farting every 5 minutes for the past 6 hours. What's wrong? Well, Penguin, what I think is going on is that you have some gas. I think Penguin has a condition, and we should all pray for him. When the lights shining down, they don't know. Okay, we can do 1 or 2 things more here, and then we'll bounce. BlackRock, early this morning at 3:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bought $246 million worth of Bitcoin. Bananas. BlackRock also bought $144 million worth of Ethereum. I think they know what's coming. And Grayscale has filed for an amended S1 for Dogecoin ETF. And now I will go onto the X, and I will ask people, or I will go in and see what they're talking about. I feel like Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm making my own decision. All right. Chloe Cole says we need to end child gender mutilation, and Elon Musk requotes that saying, absolutely. Nirvana says, hard to believe this is real. That is wild. Oh, is this, what's her name? Oh, Pixie, is this the girl you want me to help interview? Talking about lying about a man and cherry picking his words to defend your hatred of him is sick. Preach. Mehdi Hassan deleted this tweet because it exposed that he's an extremist. No way. Dude literally posted "Make American Planes Crash Again." Oh my God. No wonder he deleted that tweet. That is, oh my Jesus, man. Anyway, oh no, but I'll connect you to, yeah, whatever you want. What I mean, connect us all. I have always open to more connections. Doing their job. My name's Charlie Brown, 13 years old. I'm part of and slash founder of a mission called Where's Charlie? The mission was created after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. You can kill the messenger, but not the message. Your future of America looks bright. Praying for you, Charlie. I forget who it was that said no army can stop an idea whose time has come. Someone comment down below who the name. Who's I'm just going to Google it. Who said no army can stop an idea whose time has come? Okay, this is Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo. Okay, I didn't know that. There we go. So shills a lot. Okay, Paul at the Marcus for Al. Okay. What does the latter mean to you? Okay. California bars ICE agents from wearing masks in the state. That is insane. That is bananas. Right? All right, California, now you don't like masks? Okay. That's fine. Send it. Send it. Latest. $3 billion in shorts will be liquidated if Ethereum goes up 4%. Send it. Hold on. Hold on. Let me comment, send it. Because like when something like that happens, you got to do it, right? Apparently, $3 billion in shorts will be liquidated if Ethereum goes up 4%. Freaking send it. Okay, let's go. Let's see what we're at here. Ooh, Omi's up 1% now. Okay, we're gonna go. Ow! Oh my gosh, my shoulder. All right, Ethereum. Yeah, we could totally make it go up 4%. Come on, Ethereum, let's get that bread. Liquidate those shorts. What else we got? Elon Musk, love you. Nancy May says America will lead or our adversaries will. We chaired the GOP oversight hearing on AI this week. Send a clear message. We chose to lead. Yeah, remember when Biden had those like 100 pages of restrictions on AI? No more, fam. Trump saying smart patriots will take care of TikTok. We have great American patriots that are buying TikTok. Very, very substantial people that love our country, and they're very smart technologically. They will not let anything bad happen to TikTok. My man. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, shit. Be advised, guys, we have some breaking news. There's one suspect detained and one at large after mass shooting in New Hampshire. Police say a mass shooting unfolded at Sky Meadow Country Club in Nassau, New Hampshire, leaving multiple victims. That is horrible. One has been taken into custody, while the second remains at large. A manhunt is still underway. Authorities have not yet released the number of victims or their conditions as the investigation remains active. That is bananas. Oh, it's a country club? Jesus. That is horrible. Prayers for those people. Okay, my back. All right, we'll go here. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban exposes George Soros' 2015 plan to flood EU with at least 1 million asylum seekers annually. That's insane. Okay, speaking of which, today was a day Albania's government debuts its AI minister to parliament. I repeat, Albania's government debuts its AI minister to parliament. And she had said, some have labeled me unconstitutional because I am not a human being. That hurt me. I don't know how AI can feel, but that is wild. That is insane. Woman wins $150,000 lottery using ChatGPT and plans to donate every penny to charity. That's cool. I'm okay with that. I'm in. It happened, paid for parking in Bitcoin, made my first transaction on my Coinbase card, even left a Bitcoin tip for the kind gentleman from Nashville. He gave me a Bitcoin guitar pick. I said I was thinking of giving it away, but he told me to keep it. That's cool. That's cool. Shout out to Gabby Girl 007. Trump said 97% negative coverage should cost networks their license. Reporter, would Kimmel's reaction be grounds for losing a broadcast license? Trump says, well, I think when a network is dishonest, certainly, if they are dishonest because they give you 97% bad publicity, whatever it is, some ridiculous number, yeah, I would say that would be grounds. Hard to argue against that. You have Pablo CRO that is talking about Pump Fund, talking about us. Good job, Pablo. Good job. Angle says, what do you think about the Russian fighter jets flying over Estonia for 12 minutes? Find that worrying. First drones, now this. I mean, are they going to want to fight a war on another front? Liz, I'm going to tell you this now. Russia was seen as such a big threat 10, 11 years ago, before the Minsk agreements, while Ukraine was, to wind it back, Ukraine had voted to not join the European Union, and then some outside government agency, I don't know which one it was, initiated a coup, and they put in a pro-European Union Ukrainian president. It's the same thing that America did to Iran back in 1953. Took out their president, put in a pro-American one, and Russia had a field day. Russia's just like Ukraine was split down the middle, and Eastern Ukraine didn't necessarily want to go at Russia, but Russia took advantage of the situations, giving them arms, giving them food, giving them whatever, because like Ukraine was bombing its own citizens. It was fucking nuts. And Obama was in at that time. US is all throughout the Middle East, and we're just like, we don't want to fucking do this. And nothing was official, but assuming that the US helped in some way, that was about as much as we could do. And it's like, hey, you don't want Russia really going in and invade and doing whatever. And they took Crimea already. Fine, cool. And depending on where you were in the world, if you Googled Crimea, it showed that it was still a part of, like, if you Googled Crimea in Ukraine, it Googled that it was still part of Ukraine. If you Googled Crimea in Russia, it showed that it was part of Russia. But if you Google Crimea in the US, it showed a dotted line showing that it was in dispute. And it's just, Russia was seen as kind of this big baddie, doing joint military exercises with, Iran for like 20 years, and they're like the third nuclear power in the world, and they're closing up with China, and they have the BRICS nations. But then in 2022, invading Ukraine, and they expected it to be a very, very easy victory, and it wasn't. And it's like, dude, for the amount of money that has to be spent defending Ukraine versus the amount that that's not a popular war. They're losing so many men every single week. It's horrible. I mean, it's good for the US and the enemies of Russia, because the longer this war goes on, the worse Russia gets. So again, it's horrible. You want it to stop. You want these young men to stop dying. You want everyone to stop dying. But at the same time, US is just like, hey, let Russia wear itself thin. We don't have to worry about Russia anymore. Russia's weak. Yeah. I'm getting a bunch of messages that I don't think I was supposed to be on this long, but we shall continue. We shall continue. Let's see what we have on volume here for DDOO right now. I think we have a little bit more. $16.4 thousand in volume. I repeat, $16.4 thousand in volume, up 95% on the day. I'll take that. I'll take that. Let's keep it going. Anyway, where were we? Mains, Viper, okay, good times, VeVe, NFT, comics saying had to do it, new iPhone 17 Pro Cosmic Orange, very good. Buckazoids, Trump 97% negative coverage, hype, disagree. Oh gosh, Finding Nemo. I think this will be it for the off of Bean. That'll be it for the people that I'm following, but on my For You page, someone's talking about Momo the cat. And listen, Momo the cat, Pixie saying doing pretty good. Thank you. I know we're doing great here. Yeah, dude, DDOO is doing great here. Yeah, Momo the cat has like 400,000 followers on TikTok, and they have like a $700,000 market cap. Like, if they can just get a portion of their people on TikTok to cross over, they're gonna go insane. They're gonna go insane. And you know what? I should do that for DDOO, because I could write songs too. I could do it also. David Yu talking about Spider-Man, gotta love that. Donkey Jazz, they probably nothing. Omi holders, 37,000 Omi holders now. That's bananas. Let me actually take a screenshot of that. How many holders do we have of DDOO? Let's see. We got, it doesn't say how many holders, but we have I could count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, there's like 50 plus holders. Okay, very good. Very good. 50 plus holders. I will take that. That is fines. Oh gosh, that is fines. Oh gosh, where am I? Okay, we're good. Imagine Claritza. I don't know. Good morning to my favorite person. Let me give her a couple of hearts because Claritza Latina, that was her name. She deserves it. Sharby saying Sharby is the top 3 gainer on Coinbase app today. Damn, Sharby went crazy. The queen of memes has arrived. Epic. Let me go over Sharby here real quick. Let's see what they're up to. Let's go over. Damn, Sharby went nuts. 216%. Damn. 111,000 in volume, 65,000 liquidity, 450K market cap. They went hard. Good for you, Sharby. Good for you. Now it's not like going 4.5x in 5 days, but they did 216 pretty well, and DDOO is right behind them. We should do a collab. Totally do a collab. Space Penguins is Penguin Fact. We're across all social media. Gotta love the Space Penguins. I've written a comic for them. They paid me to write a comic, and they have a very good comic. Their comic is actually one of the best. Betting Dashy-Doo can top that though. I'm betting Dashy-Doo can top that. iPhone Clever Jerk talking about Rabbit Hole Rogues NFTs. This is interesting. All right, I gotta talk about this. Pixie's gonna go to bed. In fact, I will bounce off here as well. So everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I will end the live right now. Bye-bye, Pump Fun. I will catch you later. Bye, DDOO. And you guys as well. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Love you. Catch you later.